Now, on the 16th of August this year, BN Strategik Communications Director, Datuk Abdul Rahman Dahlan, is reported to have said that the Prime Minister, Datuk Najib Abdul Razak, had to, in inverted commas, take out people after an alleged charge against him had emerged. This is the article that I speak about, right? It's in Malaysia Kini, and I think you all have seen it. Najib had to stop charge from being served. BN Strategik Communications Director Abdul Rahman Dahlan said Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak had to take out people after an alleged charge sheet against him emerged. Alright, so that's the article. Now the second part of the said report quotes Rahman as saying as follows. There are two theories out there. One is the one you mentioned, that this is a deliberate attempt to stop, delay or interfere with investigations. But there is also another theory, that there has been a deliberate attempt to criminalize the Prime Minister, he was quoted as saying. Abdul Rahman added that this apparent plot to criminalize Najib was likewise echoed by newly appointed Attorney General Muhammad Afandi Ali. And he said this, if you are a politician, of course you would take some preemptive steps so that it doesn't happen. And he stressed that to date there was no evidence of wrongdoing by Najib. I have today lodged a report with the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission asking it to commence investigations into the contents of this article. Now, I make reference to Section 23(1) of the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission Act 2009, which states as follows. Now, for those of you, now this is what Section 23(1) says. It reads, offence of using office or position for gratification. 1. Any officer of a public body who uses his office or position for any gratification, whether for himself, his relative or associate, commits an offence. Now the words officer of a public body in that section is defined in Section 3 of the same Act to include a member of the administration, which has the same meaning assigned to it in Clause 2 of Article 160 of the Federal Constitution. Article 160(2) defines it as follows. Member of administration means, in relation to the Federation, a person holding office as Minister, Deputy Minister, Parliamentary Secretary, and so forth. So it's very clear, it includes a Minister. But my position is, we have an article, and that article sets out certain facts. And we have Section 23, and Section 23 is quite clear. I have now come to MECC to ask MECC, as Member of Parliament, to probe the matter, to probe the contents of the said article. Right? We also have to note that it is not in dispute that at the same time there was in progress an investigation by what was known as the Special Task Force. Now, in a report in Malaysia Kini on the 8th of July 2015, the Prime Minister himself is reported to have said that the scope of the task force work was to investigate the Wall Street Journal's claims against him and whether he used MDB funds for his personal interest. So the Prime Minister is on record saying that that is the scope of work of the Special Task Force. So it brings into focus again Section 23(1), and I lodge a report today so that that process can begin.
What sort of outcome are you expecting?
Well, I hope that they will get in touch with me as soon as possible so that we can come in for a statement. But as I said earlier, the laws of this country are there. Now we have Datuk Abdul Rahman's case in which he was charged and convicted for offences of abuse of power, and that was under Section 2(1) of Ordinance 22 of 1970. So likewise, we have Section 23 here, and we have these contents of this article. And I think it's for the MECC now to tell us where we should go where we should go to here from within a week of today. This is because Parliament sits in October, and I intend to raise this issue in full in that particular sitting. So as I said earlier, I have now come and lodged a report, and I hope MECC will give me a response and their views on the matter so that when I take it up in Parliament in October, I will be able to put forward all views, including that of the MECC, in respect of the position as it stands.